Mr. Shab, sorry for your loss.
Okay, guys, I am back with another episode of Into the Bapaverse, the pain of my existence. The creator, the thing that I created has turned on me, and now it's bearing a heavy weight on my back. But anyways, let's talk about Bas Rutten for a bit. I love this guy when he's pretty much a pioneer in the MMA world. Brandan brought him on the Fighter and the Kid podcast, and there's a couple of weird things happen there. But anyways, let's just get into it and let's just start the show. First clip here. Let's start it.
Not you, but one of your friends, Luke, in passing in Vegas.
Not me.
Not you, but one of your friends, Luke. Brendan Schaub. Yeah, baby.
Wow.
Who the hell is John Africa? He's standing right there, Luke. Look at that. And Luke, speaking of John
Skips
Africa,
and bits. You just couldn't resist.
He's from Holland, right?
He's from Holland, yeah.
That's where Bob's from, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, kudos because he's the smartest tool in the shed.
Okay, so first thing, let's talk about Bas Rutten, because he was on the Fighter and the Kid podcast. Surprised me for a bit because I didn't think I will ever see Bas Rutten on there. But it seems like he's going through some difficult times or something, or maybe just promoting himself even more. You know, I watched the episode, I heard the episode, and it was all right. I thought he was, trying to be funny and also do some, some grifting.
You're grifters
Along the way. And a lot of people saw that. A lot of people on the Fighting the Kid subreddit saw that. I saw it too. Kind of, it was right almost in the end there when he started to say the crypto word, and I was like, oh, okay. It's like pretty much, oh great, here we go again with this crypto thing. But it also involves like the promotion that he's working with, which is like Karate Combat. And if you didn't know, he's also in the commentary team. Karate Combat hasn't picked up on the popularity, and I see Bas is trying to promote it. But one of the things that he did was to promote his crypto thing. I don't know if it has any worth to it. Maybe it does later on because of the, crypto right now kind of goes up and down. But let's hear from Bas himself. This clip is called "The Reason Bas Went on the Show." Sad face.
There you go. Look at this. Look at him running up. Oh, you see, dude, I'm telling you. And another great thing that they do, they have a karate token, right? So you get crypto. And you have a special app that you can get on karate.com. You can get that app and you can buy. And I will buy a lot of tokens right now because it's very cheap right now. And I think this is going to go high. You can.
Isn't that like kind of illegal or something? Can't like employees are not supposed to be like buying them, right? I don't know. Isn't that like kind of like, what is it they call it? Like insider trading or something, right? Wouldn't that be kind of dicey? But look, guys, I don't know.
And you have a special app that you can get on karate.com. You can get that app and you can buy, and I will buy a lot of tokens right now because it's very cheap right now, and I think this is going to go high. You can bet on your fighters. You can't lose. It's up gaming only because the losses for the first 2 years, Karate Combat is going to take those.
You can't lose, he says. Even though you lose, you can't lose. You bet on the betting guy, you don't lose. See, it sounds kind of dicey. But look, I don't know too much about it. I haven't gone in and dove in head first into this because I'm not really that interested. But a lot of people did criticize Bas for that, and the guys on the Fighting the Kid, Brendan and Brian, for kind of like doing this crypto thing because I think Brian got into it, but also later on found out he didn't see that much money coming out of it. Maybe in the beginning when it was pretty hot, but then Brendan was always so against it.
Mr. Shab.
Here's another clip I got of Bas also pushing something. He's selling something else, and I think that was more in the middle of the podcast. Seems like some sort of that you can get in foreign places, but I think not here in the US. But let's see what happens.
That piracetam, you order that from Russia. It's like
That's when you know it's
a
good.
cerebral license. So this eye is -5.5, right? So I can't read far away. I read everything close with this. This is a fake lens and it says 20/20 everywhere. If I take a shot of cerebral license, which is derived from big brains, and it for your cognitive function, Your smell start coming back.
From pig, he said.
And then this eye is as clear.
What?
as the other eye.
Hold on.
I go like.
Hold on. Wait, what is this shit called?
Cerebral license.
From pigs.
People, you know, 70. I think it's 74% of the people who had a stroke, when they give that immediately, they recover from the stroke. And because that happened.
Is this true? Do I need to investigate a little bit deeper? Look, I'll do that right now, and I'll come back in a bit.
It's not.
Okay, so from what I've read, it's still pretty much experimental. They're still studying, like, as it says here, stroke, dementia, and other, like, traumatic brain injuries.
Pigs.
People, you know, 70. I think it's 74% of the people who had a stroke, when they give that immediately, they recover from the stroke. And because that happened, it's not illegal anymore in America. Because now they can make money.
Cerebral
license.
It's an enzyme, a protein?
cosmicnotropic.com. It's an...
Yeah, the brains of pigs, right?
So
yeah,
you take it and your eye gets better.
Dude, and your smell...
You said it's a nootropic.
Cosmic nootropic.
Because it's kind of like saying a nootropic, it's like a vitamin or like it's like what's it called, that kratom stuff or like whatever on its cells. They don't need to be like clinically tested.
And every your senses get enhanced. It's the most bizarre thing. Like my wife's constantly, is it again? I go, because I'm like checking my eye. I go, it's the same. I can read with my left.
That's so crazy.
Like this, I could never read. I can read everything with my left eye.
Do you take it every day?
Look, Bas is just trying to sell this. He's trying to sell this whatever this tropic it is to maybe like get some money from it. That's all it is just Bas now is a salesman.
No. And now I took the piracetam. Piracetam is an over-the-counter that they sell in Russia. Yeah. And that's all. Canada, it's even legal. In Europe, it's legal.
Canada is legal?
And in Canada, you know Canada, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Canada.
People's
Trudeau
Republic of Canada. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yep. And then you can get cerebral
in
license.
America, but can't get the pigs.
Dicey.
So, okay, guys. So, last clip I'm going to show you also involves Bas, of course. And this clip is called "Bapa Gets Triggered by a Dog's Death. Justice for Tank." I'm gonna explain to you later what if you guys don't understand what this clip is.
Yeah. I had it with my dog. My dog is passed away. It was the first dog I had. I don't have much emotions with people dying.
Yeah, but a dog's different.
It'd kill me if everywhere people start talking. I say, dude, I had to leave the room. I go, are you serious?
Yeah.
I had to start crying.
But that's your dog, dude. Your dog, they've done studies on the bond that a person can have with a dog. It's deep. It's really
Now, it shouldn't be deeper than the relationship with your kids, though, right? Then you're a sociopath.
Yeah, but
that's such a dumb thing to say. Of course, that's a no-brainer there, Brandan. Nobody's denying or nobody's saying the opposite of that. Like who's gonna? Well, maybe they are some psychopaths, but yeah, can a person not cry for the pets? Are they soy boys if they do? Come on, bro.
Dude, your dog, they've done studies on the bond that a person can have with a dog. It's deep. It's really
now, it shouldn't be deeper than the relationship with your kids, though, right? Then you're a sociopath.
Yeah, but
you have a connection with, like, did you get emotional, like, when your daughters were born or any of that?
Married.
I don't. Yeah, no. It's like, hey, who is here? But then again, also when I got the world championship, I'm really weird with emotions.
Bas is like, the only time I've ever cried was for my dog. I never cried for my child being born, winning, pancreas or what did Brandan say? Pancake or pancreas?
Champion pancreas.
Yep.
And then Nate Marquardt was the second pancreas champion after Bas, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, fighters are, they're harder, they're tougher, but everybody cries eventually. Everybody has their moment of an emotion and a rush of emotions.
It's like, it's a weird thing because I said to Brandan, I said, it's like, it's like watching someone die or something.
And you might be saying, like, why does Brandan feel this way about dogs? Like, why is he so hard on dogs? Like, why can't, he just kind of sympathize with other people about, their animals or their dogs or their cats, like, dying and, making fun of them? Like, what's the deal with that? And the reason is because like maybe like a year ago, Brendan was trying to get a dog, and he had it for like maybe a good, I would say, a month, and then boom, all of a sudden it disappears, and then people start asking like, "Hey, what happened to Tank? What happened to, you know, your dog?" And Brendan was like, "Oh, I had to give it away." And this is why like Brandon probably doesn't feel the same way, you know, about dogs or anything, because he probably's never had an emotional attachment to a dog. And he can I think comparing your children to animals is kind of a weird thing too, but I don't think that's kind of like out of the question, right? Like, why would you bring something up like that? Like, you know, it just doesn't make much sense. So here's a clip of Brandan talking about his dog. And like, so Brandan talked about his dog, and he talked about how people were like talking crap about how he just let the dog go. But he's like, you guys don't understand. Like, the dog wasn't for me, so we just had to give it up. But, you know, when you get a dog, like, or you adopt an animal, you just don't get it, and then you're like, oh, never mind. Unless you're just like, you know, if it's some kid and, you know, you live in an apartment or something like that, like a place that you can't have animals, and a kid brings it over, then you have to be like, well, we're not allowed. You have to explain to them, like, we're not allowed to have animals. But when you're a full-grown adult who has a mansion and has all these things, and your wife's like, no, then don't try to get the dog, because she's always going to be like, no, like, there's no way we're having dogs. We have children. Brendan doesn't like to admit his mistakes most of the time, and will say like, yeah, my wife didn't want me to have them, or it was just not the dog for me. But let's go to that clip. Let me go to that clip and explain to you what Brendan said about leaving his dog.
You're not going to win over certain people. It's just not going to happen. So any little chink in the armor that they can see a crack in, they're going to go for. Like the dog that I used to have, people like, oh, you got rid of the dog, you gave away a dog or killed the dog.
No,
No,
that's not
no,
what
I didn't do
happened.
any of that shit.
That's not what.
No,
happened.
the dog was a show dog, and the guy goes, oh, you're not going to use it. I go, no, and it wasn't fitting with the family. So he goes, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to use this dog, Tank, as a show dog. Why don't I take the dog back, because it's a show dog and you're not going to use it for a show? And then what? The new litter, we'll send you a new dog. I went, yeah, say less.
Because you didn't care about
because
showing. You said you weren't going to show the dog.
no, and the dog's a legit show dog. And I went, yeah, that makes sense. Just send me another one that's not a show dog, and I don't have to pay the premium. He goes, yeah, say less. He picks up the dog. The dog's trained to be a show dog now with its mom and dad, because the mom and dad are show dogs. The internet's like, oh, you got rid of this dog, you killed the dog. I'm like, no. What?
Bro, well, that's
I'm
the same
what?
thing.
So that, look, he claims that the dog was a show dog, like it's an actor or something, right? And like they take it to the house, and it starts like modeling around the house, and like, oh, we can't have that. The dog doesn't want to be petted, or what? I'm like, what the hell does that even mean? Like, we got the wrong dog. It's like, yeah, this dog only swims. It's a swimming dog. It's like, it's just such a dumb explanation.
Mr. Shab.
But anyway, guys, I'll end this here. I want to make this kind of short, and I'll see you guys next time for another video. Like and subscribe. Bye bye.